No way.
Oh, what?
This time, I delve into the murky history and secrets of World War II spies.
That's an assassination pencil. Inside there is a blade. That's awesome.
On a shopping trip to Italy, I find my holy grail. This thing's history personified. Back in Blighty, the lads bring 2 wartime rocket launchers back from the grave.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Push, 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 go on.
And selling them is a blast. I'm Bruce Crompton. I buy, fix up and sell old military kit.
What sort of figure are you looking for?
€1 million.
Yeah?
Sounds like a deal. Hoos is my right-hand man. He keeps an eye on the cash.
We've got to make a profit on it.
Ex-Para Freddy is my weapons expert.
Warren! Yes!
Twins Nick and Phil run the workshop. There ain't a military machine out there they can't fix.
Don't say that! Don't say that!
There are worse jobs.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying. France. The beaches of Calais. According to Hitler, one of the most pivotal locations of the entire war. Convinced the Allies would invade here, Hitler turned this into a fortress, which he called the Atlantic Wall. And you can still see the colossal concrete batteries built here to house massive guns, aimed at England's south coast.
Ah, look at the view. That's England. That is it. You can see England. See it over there? That's England.
With a range of over 50 kilometres, these giant German cannons could easily reach British soil and were a constant threat. The remnants of these massive gun batteries are still around today, but sadly have become a canvas for local graffiti artists.
Look at the sizes.
Imagine how many troops must have been stationed in just this one bunker.
So you imagine your little Fritz posted here and you are constantly on alert, waiting for the biggest armada to hit these beaches.
It's no wonder that some of the most important war museums in the world are located here. I've been invited to the Fortitude Museum by the owner, a chap called Eric Barl. And when a player like this calls, I jump.
Have a look.
Wow. It's been well displayed, hasn't it?
Well, he's got one of the best collections in Europe. It's awesome, mate.
I feel like a kid in a toy shop, but a rather sad kid, because none of the toys are for sale.
They've recreated a real shop that serviced the German army in Paris. A lot of this stuff was actually made in France as well.
In all of Nazi-occupied Europe, people traded and interacted with the Germans. It's easy to condemn, but it's not so straightforward if you're a poor, terrified tradesman trying to feed his starving family and the SS knocks on the door.
Eric.
Hey,
hello,
Bruce.
mate. Yeah, nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
And I've got to say, this is probably the best collection of uniform I've seen anywhere. But what is that?
That's a very rare handmade coffin. It was made by French resistance, and they put in the letterbox of person who collaborate with the German. And it's written, "We won't forget you at the liberation."
It's a warning to say that you're going to get it when they get liberated, yeah?
Exactly.
Well, dear, oh dear. So, Eric, what can I do for you?
As you can see, we have many items concerning the French resistance, but now we look to expand the collection with more items from any country, about spying, resistance, or everything concerning this.
Despite Europe being under the jackboot, there were some people who fought back. The French resistance were probably the most well-known World War II spies, but hundreds of thousands risked their lives in resistance movements in all German-occupied countries, from Poland to Denmark. The problem is, covert activities, by their very nature, get less attention than open military action. So the activities of some of the bravest fighters and spies, men and women who risk torture and execution, have gone unrecognised and unrecorded.
This stuff's going to be like nails to find, isn't it?
That's why we would love you to help us to find them.
Eric's French resistance section in his museum is impressive, but finding super rare spy items relating to other countries is going to be tough. Tough, but not impossible.
Eric, I'm your man, so leave it with us. I'll see what I can do. OK,
very much.
thanks a lot.
Thank
Cheers
you.
then.
That's my challenge set, but I'm not the only one who has their work cut out.
Listen, I better give the dynamic duo a call. I left them a note to make sure them Panzerschrecks get finished.
Panzerschrecks are a German anti-tank rocket launcher, and I've left the twins 2 rusty ones dug up from a battlefield as an early Christmas present. I want them restored and working for a big client of mine. He's an armourer who supplies weapons for the film industry.
What's it done here? That's pretty. It's a present of a load of rust. Morning, gentlemen. These are Panzerschrecks. Please try to work your magic by any means possible. Have fun, Bruce.
American rocket-powered anti-tank weapons called bazookas were so effective the Germans wanted their own. The answer was the Panzerschreck. Soldiers would hide in hedgerows with them, and then when an unsuspecting tank came along, boom!
These Panzerschreck look like solid rust. Making them fire again will take a miracle.
They've been in the ground for about 70 years.
Look at it, yeah. It's one thing restoring a vehicle found in a barn, but a rocket launcher fresh from the ground?
I hope our tetanus jabs are up to date.
What on earth are we going to do with them? Earth.
Sandblasting in this condition will crumble them into nothing. Maybe if we... about that electrolysis.
Well, we'll give it a try, see what happens. We can't, nothing to lose, have you, really? Electrolysis is a way of separating rust from metal using electricity. You put your rusty whatever in a bath and electrocute it.
Don't try this at home.
Lower this in.
This is the first time we've ever done this, so it's quite exciting.
Have a 12-volt transformer, which is more than enough. The Panzerschreck and a metal plate are connected with wires to make an electric circuit. That's there. You need a good connection on there, cleaned up. We're adding soda crystals, which will make the water even better at conducting electricity.
I could sprinkle this in there.
Yeah, just put that. Then we turn on the power and remember not to put our hands in the water. We have liftoff.
It looks like it's working already. The current is separating the rust molecules from the metal. But there's a lot of rust to get through.
It's not a quick process, so
We'll leave it overnight.
yeah, see what it's like in the morning.
It's a cracking piece of Dorset countryside we're in here, Bruce, but who is it we're coming to see?
Well, we're going to see Oliver Barnum. You've met him with me before. I mean, he's been a friend of mine for donkey's years.
The curator of one of Calais' most important museums has commissioned yours truly to find spy tackle relating to different countries. So I'm off to see Oliver. He's an eccentric collector with an eye for the obscure. I know he's had surveillance kit before, so if anybody's got spy gear, it's him.
Oliver, good morning, sir. Nice to see you. Sonny Sherborne. How you doing, all right?
Welcome, not too
Remember Freddie? Can I be nosy?
Of course you
Ollie?
can.
Yeah.
You always are.
What's up there, anything?
There are a few bits and bobs.
Freddie, have a look up there. You're like Spider-Man. Come on.
Please have a good rummage. I'm under great pressure from Colette to get rid of as much as I possibly can.
Well, listen, if you want to, we could clear the lot out and I'll do it for nothing.
Oh, what a nice man.
I like Oliver's wife, Colette, a lot, especially when she gets her old man to sell off his stuff.
Bruce,
What is it?
this says England on it,
Right.
but then everything else in here is in German, so...
What's this? Handbag. Oh, blooming hell. God, thanks for that. What are these then, Oliver? Maps?
It's more than just maps. It's town plans, a description of each town.
The German ones?
Yeah, prepared by the Germans for the invasion of England.
Operation Sea Lion?
Yes.
Operation Sea Lion was Hitler's master plan to conquer Great Britain. If it had been successful, how different our lives would be today. Hitler had Nazi spies secretly operating here years before war was declared. They posed as holidaymakers and sent back all sorts of information, like locations of power plants and dams that would help them with the invasion. Luckily, the brave pilots of the RAF thrashed the Luftwaffe in the Battle of Britain. Without control of the skies, Operation Sea Lion was a dead duck.
They're in beautiful condition. They are brand new, aren't they?
Well, fortunately, they've never been used.
No, no, no.
Yes.
What's this one? I mean, this is a town.
That's Ipswich.
Let's have a look here. So what are these then?
These are numbered items here. You've got the key on the side.
Look, the station, factory, chemical works, look, everything here, and they're clearly marked. It's like an encyclopedia for people that are going to go and try and blow the place to pieces. I mean, what sort of money would you want for these, Oliver?
Well, bearing in mind the rarity and the fact that there are almost 200 separate documents here, I wouldn't really want to let it go under 2,500.
Ooh, £2,500. Yeah. That's a little bit rich for me. I mean, they are rare. There's no question about it.
It is a complete set.
Complete set. 1,500 quid.
£2,000.
Excuse me, thank you.
For anybody interested in wartime espionage, these documents are priceless. Easily worth the money and a perfect exhibit for Eric's museum.
This is the thing I really wanted to show you. It may not look very much.
A sandwich box.
One German spy radio set.
Ah, now that is exactly the sort of thing that I'm really trying to find.
Produced by the German intelligence organisation, the Abwehrs.
Blimmin' hell. Does this work?
Yes. This comes out and gets plugged in there. So...
Oh, blimmin' hell, look, little Morse code kit.
The Abwehr was Hitler's spy agency, the Nazi MI6. Unfortunately for Hitler, the German head of intelligence and many Abwehr agents secretly hated him because of what the Nazi ideology was doing to the world. Agents regularly leaked information to the Allies. They helped Jews escape Germany. And they were even involved in assassination attempts on Hitler. In February 1944, Hitler was forced to abolish his own intelligence agency. It would make a great film, The Spy Who Hated Me.
What sort of value are these things?
I've never heard of a German one being offered on the market.
Right.
I'd be looking for 2.5.
2.5 grand?
Yes.
You can't even get Radio 1 on it. 2 grand.
2 grand.
How's that?
Oh. All right.
2 grand, yeah?
2 grand, OK.
All right, done.
All right.
How amazing's this? A German spy radio very possibly used to double-cross the Nazis. It's going to be with a very heavy heart that I hand this over to Eric.
What's that?
That thing, that's a bit of a V1.
Is it? So this is for a V1 flying bomb?
Correct.
Vengeance 1, I understand,
Correct.
yeah?
Yep.
This is the instrument that, when you see them in the films, they're flying along, they just stop. It was a clockwork motion.
Correct. Yep.
Look at that.
The V1, or Vengeance 1, as the name suggests, was the forerunner of the V2, Hitler's top-secret Wunderwaffe, or wonder weapon. In the last weeks of the war, British and American spies were sent to capture the Nazi rocket scientists who designed it, to stop them going and doing the same thing for the Russians. And heading the British spy operation was none other than Ian Fleming, who would go on to create James Bond. The V1 bomb is just the sort of arch-villain superweapon that 007 would have had to try to stop with seconds to spare.
Nice little quirky thing I find interesting. How much would that be, Oliver? Mates rates, obviously.
50 quid.
Done. There you go.
Okay.
I'm not even going to argue that. 50 quid, yeah. It's my new alarm clock.
Ah.
You know, except it's going to blow me to bits when it goes off.
50 quid for the ticking brain of a supervillain's bomb.
Well, that was all right, you know. We've ended up with a nice bit of spy kit. I would think that our client is going to be very, very happy with that, believe me.
I'm doing well so far, but when it comes to espionage and resistance, the real action was happening not in Blighty, but over in Europe. So that's where I'm heading next.
What we got here, is this cooked yet, you reckon? Oh, ugh, that's disgusting. Bruce has asked us to turn a heap of rust into a working German bazooka, or Panzerschreck. We've left it to soak overnight in water, charged with electricity.
Now to see if the magic alchemy has worked.
I hope it's not just the 2 handles sticking out here. All right, here we go then. Ooh. Oh, wow, look at that. Goodness me.
You wouldn't have thought that would do that, would you? That was really thick on there.
Yeah, I mean, that was... Ooh, it looks promising, but I wonder how much of the rocket launcher is left underneath all that brown goo.
Give it a rinse off.
I'll keep that away. A quick squirt with a hose and a brush down, and we should have a clean Panzerschreck.
Or no Panzerschreck. It's taken it right back to bare metal, hasn't it?
This is amazing. The Panzerschreck has come back from the grave. It looks a bit battered, but with a bit of luck, it'll fire again. A quick coat of red oxide primer to stop the rust returning. And then a coat of colour. The Germans call Dunkelgelb. Well, this is how it would have come from the factory, just in this plain colour. Like vehicles, Panzerschrecks were issued in this light yellow-brown paint. Then camouflage colours were added by the soldiers, depending on the landscape they were hiding in. I mean, the more random, the better. I've lost... Where is it? Is it there? Where at? Yep, that looks pretty good, that does. It's better than the old Sistine Chapel. Job done. Bruce wants this Panzerschreck to fire again to impress a client, so we need to send it off to the armourers to make sure it's battle-ready and firing fit.
Lovely country.
See, I'll take you to all the best places tonight, you know?
I've left Freddie back in Blighty and grabbed Moneyman Hoos instead. We've come to Italy on the hunt for historic spy gear. I've been given the name of a bloke here with a special interest in wartime codes and communications.
His name's Marrow.
Mario!
No, Marrow. He's as in the marrow, right?
I've never met him or seen his collection, but I'm told it's impressive.
Right, this sat-nav's all up the Swanee.
All we got to do is find it.
Right, round to the right. Now, round to the left.
You sure we're going the right way? Seriously?
Go round here, we're lost.
Great spy's weird, mate. We've packed a sat-nav that's struggling to find Italy.
That's there.
No, mate, it's a mud road, mate.
OK. We've been round here once and we're going round in circles. Excuse you. No, she's basically telling me jog on. In here.
Right, gotcha.
Here. This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Here he is. Let's go. See what he's got to say.
Hello. Marrow, good morning. Sorry it took so long. We got a bit lost. This is Hoos.
Nice to meet you.
You have a wonderful collection, I've been told.
No way.
Oh, what?
Blimmin' hell.
Wow!
Congratulations, sir. That's fantastic. Blimmin' hell, Hoos. Look at this lot.
Very nice.
It's like a James Bond movie set, this place.
Mario's stuff is so well organised, definitely more of a collector than a dealer. But you can't do one without the other, and it looks like he's got more than he can handle right now.
This is interesting, Mario. What is this?
This is a flag used during the First World War for communication, like Morse code.
Yeah.
And look at the spring.
Yes.
When you make this, it's coming wide. So you can make a short wide, you make a dot. You make a long wide, you make a line.
Morse code was invented in the 19th century in America for their newfangled electric telegraph system. It's a clear, concise way of sending a message, but the problem using it in war is that everybody knows it. To get around this, in World War I, each country had its own encrypted variations, known as trench codes. They would communicate it via telephone or blinking flags.
Is that for sale?
No, sorry.
It's very clever.
Marrow really loves his stuff, but I wish he loved it a little bit less, because I really need to buy something.
Hoos, come over and have a look at this. Now, I'm going to tell you, and you're going to listen and learn. This thing is history personified.
A typewriter.
No.
A typewriter? This is the holy grail of military antiques. This is the famous Enigma machine. This machine represented what the Germans believed to be a totally unbreakable coding system. And Marrow's got one sat in his warehouse. I'm speechless. We all know the story of Alan Turing and his team at Bletchley Park. They invented a huge automatic calculating machine to decipher the German code. It was in effect the world's first computer. But it's a lesser-known fact that years earlier, a brilliant Polish cryptographer named Marian Rejewski had already laid the groundwork how to crack the Enigma's code. Armed with Rejewski's work and Turing's groundbreaking computer, the supposedly uncrackable code was cracked.
This machine, because our people broke the codes, helps win the war. There's no question about it.
These machines were complex, so pay attention. Inside this Enigma, there's room for 3 rotors, chosen out of a set of 5, and changed daily. To decode a message, the receiver needs to put in the same rotor in the same order, tuned to the same position as the sender. Every time you press a key, at least one rotor changes position, in effect, changing the code.
To quickly show you, if I press G, B lights up. If I press G again, X lit up. The combinations were billions.
So, is there a lot of these, or are they rare now?
They are ultra rare. Not many survived. There was one at Bletchley Park, the original one, and that was valued at £100,000. And I've got to ask you, Mara, would this be for sale?
No. I prefer to sell my wife.
You sell your wife, I'll give you hoose.
There's only a tiny number of Enigmas in private hands, so I'm not surprised that Mauro is unwilling to part with his. It's nice to even touch one, but I need to find something else spy-related that I can buy for Eric's museum.
Is this a German light messenger?
Yes.
For sending messages without radio, yeah? What is it called?
Lichtspreckerachse.
Licht means light. Sprecht means speak. You speak into it and it turns your voice into light, which can be turned back into sound if you have the right receiver. It was invented not by the Germans, but by a Scotsman, Alexander Graham Bell, 4 years after he had patented the telephone. He called it a photophone, and the canny Germans adapted it to send secret orders.
Is there any way that it could have been intercepted?
Yes, if somebody your size stood in front of it.
Shut up!
You know? But it's a clever bit of kit. Maro, is that for sale?
Yes.
What would be the price for this?
Be something like €2,000.
OK. Taking an offer, I mean, if I offered you 1,200, 1,200.
We can make half, 1,600.
1,500.
OK.
Thank you.
Now this makes me happy. It's just the kind of James Bond-style covert communications gizmo that will bring Eric's museum collection alive. Mauro had the tackle I'd hoped for, but he wouldn't sell much. I've got a near-empty van, and I've still got to find more bits for Eric's museum.
Well, are they going to have what we're looking for, the spy and resistance stuff that we're after?
You never know, like, we might strike out, so keep your fingers crossed. A French museum asked me to buy up as much World War II spy kit as I can find. I saw a lot of lovely bits in Italy. Problem was, most of it weren't for sale. But I'm en route to an old dealer mate of mine up in Leafy, Hertfordshire, who says he has some spy items that might suit.
I know I'm going to see about 200 other things I want to buy. You have got to stop me spending my hard-earned cash.
Bruce is so easily distracted. We're here for resistance and espionage stuff only.
Nice place, mate.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh. It's got to be in the garages, he said, isn't it? Here we go.
Here, have a look at this.
Bruce, how you doing?
Listen, it's a fair old setup you got here, isn't it? Blooming hell.
Yeah, we like to have everything on display so we can enjoy it.
Yeah. It's awesome, mate.
Daniel's got a fair bit of stock, and it's nicely presented for a change.
That's really nice. The 42 helmet, look, SS helmet.
A helmet? That is not what we're here for.
We're only here for other stuff, yeah?
Daniel, can you explain what that actually is?
Did the resistance use that?
3,000.
Yeah, 3,000.
Yeah, we need to put that back.
Come, mate. Let's have a look at some resistance stuff.
We are. This is resistance.
You are resisting me.
I am resisting.
Come on.
Hoosh is right. I need to stay focused.
Have you got any spy stuff, resistance stuff? How about a pencil? Have a look at that.
I think I've got plenty of pencils. Buy these by the dozen, don't we?
Well, it's not just any pencil. That's an assassination pencil. Inside there is a blade.
That's awesome. Really awesome. So this was used specifically by people that were going on operations behind the lines and that type of thing. So, yeah, secret agents, basically, yeah. So were these mass-produced or...?
No, they were made on a very small scale by MI9.
MI9 was one of the British Secret Services, and part of their remit was to invent gadgets to aid agents behind enemy lines. MI9's real-life spy gadget guru was called Charles Fraser Smith, who later became the inspiration for James Bond film character Q. Just like in the Bond movies, the British Secret Services really were the masters of invention, designing one-man submarines for stealth attacks and exploding rats to destroy factories. And, apparently, secret daggers concealed in pencils for use by British agent assassins.
I've got another one, and this is a sample to show the secret agents what was inside.
Well, I'll be. Look at that.
Now, that is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
I just thought they were a normal pencil. So it's got no lead in it? No, it's just got a blade inside.
That's a little bit like you. You got no lead in your pencil, have you? Daniel, you've rung me belly. It's items like these that our client is very, very keen to acquire. If I was to possibly ask you for a price for those two...
If you wanted both, how about $15.50?
Yeah, it's still really, I mean... Yeah. 1,300?
It's a bit low. You're getting close to what I paid. How about $13.75?
OK, all right, mate. Lovely. Thanks.
Yeah, they're nice. Thank you, mate. They're really interesting.
Normally, I would balk at spending that much on a pencil, but this is a direct link to the real Q. I feel like I'm in From Russia with Love.
Take a look at this. What's this?
That's for a PIAT. You got a PIAT?
Just some parts that I picked
There's
up.
other bits in there as
Yeah,
well.
that's
mate,
the stand. Show us that. What else is there? Just give me that piece there. That's the trigger mechanism.
I just picked this up just recently. I don't really know, much about it.
This is a PIAT, or projectile infantry anti-tank weapon. It was Britain's equivalent of the German Panzerschreck that the twins are fixing. With bazookas and Panzerschrecks, when you fire them, they give off a puff of smoke, which could reveal your position to the enemy. To get round this, the PIAT is spring-loaded, meaning no smoke signal. Great idea, but the spring is a pig to use.
Is this for sale, yeah?
How about 600?
600? I ain't even going to argue. Done.
I know I came here looking for spy bits for Eric, but I've got other PIAT parts back at the farm. If Freddie can build me a whole one, I can show it to my Hollywood armourer along with the Panzerschreck. I'm sure he'd be interested in a PIAT. Now back to Eric's shopping list.
Anything that you've got a bit of history with that, you can say was worn by the resistance.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. This is a German M35 helmet captured by the Polish, and you can see the scratches around the decal here just to show the Polish flag.
Right,
So this one has been used by the Polish resistance.
Ah, right. Can I have a look at that? See, the German decal was black, white and red. They've scratched the black out so that's the Polish flag colours.
The Polish underground resistance was one of the biggest in Europe, and they had to fight both Nazis and communists. As many as 200,000 Polish resistance fighters were shot or sent to the death camps by the Nazis. They spied, engaged in sabotage and open revolt. Needless to say, they didn't have their own arms and kits. These heroic Polish freedom fighters would claim anything they could get their hands on to take on the Nazis.
The only other thing I think that might be interesting for you is this helmet here. We think this is French resistance.
Right.
It's been painted red, black and red.
Sure it's not Aston Villa?
Because we found it in France in a barn,
yeah.
we think it's been taken by the French resistance and used against the Germans.
For the museum in Calais, French resistance gear is a must.
What have you got on these, by the way?
I was going to ask £5 for that one.
OK, and that one?
Well, this one here's a £700 helmet.
That's not trade price, is it?
No. I'm sure Daniel will make sure that we're comfortably looked after. I mean, how's £1,000 for the two?
That's a little bit tight for me. I was thinking more maybe 1,100.
1,050. How's that? 1,050, and we ain't finished yet. We're still here.
Go on then, I've known you a long time.
Yeah, lovely.
Helmets have always been a popular wartime memento, but these helmets, taken and used by the resistance, tell a special tale. And that's what makes them valuable.
I've got something else, Bruce, which is very, very rare. Have a look at this.
What is that?
It's an SOE, Special Operations Executives, silk code sheet to transpond home with the SOE radio. It's made of silk, so it could be hidden as a handkerchief.
Yeah, I like that. It's really nice, Daniel. It's exactly the sort of thing we're after. Somebody's actually used this and decoded stuff there.
The Special Operations Executive was Britain's resistance unit. Its nickname was Churchill's Secret Army, and it sent undercover agents all over Nazi-occupied Europe. But SOE operatives were a right mixed bag. They hired canny criminals straight out of the prison system, and about a quarter of the agents were women who were trained to kill, lie, burgle and seduce, all to send secrets back to Blighty. To do this, they needed codes. The head of the cryptography unit was Leo Marx, who insisted that keys to codes carried by spies should be printed on silk.
Silk? Why do you think silk?
Well, it's durable. You know, if it was paper, it might get ripped. It's washable. It's lightweight. It can be hidden as a handkerchief.
I mean, you imagine that mounted in a nice frame on the wall in a small resistance stroke special operations executive display. It'd be awesome.
It's interesting.
The million-dollar question is, how cheap is it?
I was going to ask you £1,200 for it.
£1,200 ranky. That's a lot of money, mate. I mean, you got some movement on that? £900?
My last price would be £925.
£925? Yeah. £925. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that, mate.
It's going to break my heart to pass this on, but it will go perfectly with the spy radio I bought earlier. The spy who used this hanky must have had a lot of guts and nerves of steel, not to mention a very dangerous pencil.
Listen, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for the bits. I'm really happy with them, mate. I'll keep in touch. Thanks, mate. Come on, you've got a long drive.
Daniel's really saved my bacon today with the items I've bought. They are spot on for what that museum in France wants. Plus, my PIAT could also pay off.
Well, hopefully, with what we've got here, we're going to be able to put a whole PIAT gun together.
While the twins are doing up the German Panzerschreck, Bruce has given me a box of bits for a British equivalent, the PIAT anti-tank missile launcher. Now he wants a complete one. This is going to be tough, so I've called in my son Lewis to help.
Right, where should we start? Let's have a look what we've got in here first.
Where's the manual?
We didn't get a manual, unfortunately.
It's like a 70-year-old jigsaw, except there's no picture on the cover. PIATs were dropped behind enemy lines for use by British paratroopers. So the PIAT needed to be simple to assemble, use and repair.
So let's go with the foresight first. And then we want the rear sight. So I've got your range, the stand at the front. Let's try that trigger mechanism. That is obviously the old shoulder thing.
So far, so good. But now we need to fit the spring.
The power of that spring projects that round out the front of the PIAT towards the enemy target. Without this spring, it will just trickle out the end. So this has got a bit of oomph in it.
The PIAT had to fire a heavy anti-tank round the length of 3 football pitches at about 80 metres a second. That takes a big spring tightly compressed.
So now what we've got to do is squash all that up into there. You ready? You got it?
No.
Hurry up.
Back. Slowly.
I can't help feeling I'm at the wrong end of the spring here.
Push. There it is.
Hurry up.
Right, hold it.
Anything?
Push. Go on.
Any?
That's on now.
Oh, there we go. That's the spring compressed. Now to fit it. Now that obviously drops down in there. Ooh, easy.
Perfect.
Hopefully it'll work.
Yeah.
Good job we put it together and not Bruce, though. One PIAT, ready for action.
I brought you to my mate's scrapyard here because we can blow loads of stuff up here.
Time to show off some of my wares. I have a potential buyer for my Panzerschreck, and he wants to see a demo before he commits to the deal.
Well, listen, Tony, I'm really pleased that you've managed to come up here today.
Tony is a top armourer for TV dramas and big Hollywood movies. He wants to build up his stock of authentic World War II kit that looks the business when it goes off. When it comes to bangs, for Tony, the bigger the better.
Just wanted to demonstrate why there should be more Panzerschrecks in these movies that you get involved in.
The twins have done a cracking job on them Panzerschrecks and tell me that one of them is in a fit state to fire. I hope, for everybody's sake, they're right.
Right, gents. Freddie, this is Tony.
Hiya, Freddie.
Tony. This is Hoos. This is Ian.
Demonstrating a newly renovated Panzerschreck needs an expert's touch, and there's nothing ex-para mate Ian doesn't know about World War II rocket launchers. Ian's like Bazooka Joe. He lives for anti-tank weapons.
Right, this is a Panzerschreck, or Tank Terror, yeah? It's an 88mm recoilless rocket launcher. OK, it's effective up to about 150 metres. The bloke's camouflaged it. If that was in that hedgerow over there, you'd be trundling down the road. The first time you'd see it is when the side of your tank exploded.
So much for the sales talk. Now the demonstration, which will hopefully seal the deal. To make it more spectacular, we've set up a target on water. To make a big splash, so to speak.
Who's going to fire, by the way?
Let's do it.
Right, take control of the weapon. Get it in your shoulder. That's it, that goes in your shoulder. Yeah?
Yep.
Right, that boat over there is your target.
OK.
Does that feel comfortable?
Yeah, mate, it's nice.
Yeah?
Load me up.
When you're ready,
Right.
pull the trigger. Fire.
That's astounding. That was wicked.
How'd you hit that?
Mate, did it out the water.
That was gobsmacking. Even I was impressed. I'm not sure if I want to sell it now.
Well, Tony, what do you think about that? I mean, awesome, wasn't they?
Amazing. Absolutely impressed.
Yeah.
What price are you putting on?
Right, well, I'll cut you a really good deal. The Panzerschreck is £2,000, and like that's the best deal I can do for you. And you can see they do exactly what they were designed to do.
They certainly do.
You happy with them, yeah?
Yeah, amazing.
But I'm not letting Tony go yet. Freddie and Lewis have assembled the spring-loaded British PIAT. If this is half as spectacular as the Panzerschreck, I might be outsselling the pair.
Have you ever seen these fired side by side?
No, never. Never seen them together, what they compare like.
That's basically like a massive car spring.
Really?
I mean, it's no fun. Who's firing this?
I'm firing it.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck to you, mate.
I'm looking forward to it, mate.
Right, shall we leave him to it? He looks dangerous, that thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, before you use it, first thing you've got to do is make it ready, so you've got to cock it. Turn it. Right, now pull it up.
What? Are you coming up? You're not going to laugh, are you? All right, that's up, yeah? Yeah.
Welcome to my world, Hoos.
Man, that was hard, man.
Imagine doing that in the middle of a battle.
Let's do this, man.
Keep it in your shoulder, mate.
Stay up.
Right, there's your target straight ahead. The maroon car.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, fire when you're ready.
£10 says he doesn't get anywhere near the target.
It's still putting so down. Did you see that?
That was Tony's car.
It just cost me a tenner each.
I tell you, it was a bit of kickback on it, but it was really good.
Really very well, mate. I've got to be honest with you. You've even hit the thing and blown it to pieces, mate.
That was excellent.
Yeah. I've got to be honest, sir, the Panzerschreck's starting to take second place now. I'd rather have one of them. Well, Tony, what do you think about that? I mean, awesome, wasn't it?
That was impressive.
You sold it to me.
Yeah.
Now I ask you, how could anybody not want to buy one of these?
I'm going to take them both.
Well, listen,
Just
obviously,
fantastic.
I'm going to do them at a great price for you.
Yeah.
The PIAT is £3,000. And that is a really good deal, Tony. Believe me, I've got to tell you, you won't see a PIAT for under £4,000. You happy with them, yeah?
I'm impressed with
And
them.
I'll fire them
Cheers,
for
mate.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sold them both to another happy customer. And all credit to Dead-Eye Dick, the Mad Turk.
I'm really pleased with the way they perform. And I can't believe you, honestly.
Yeah.
You can't even win a goldfish at a fair. And he's hit everything, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, that's great, mate.
Excellent
Absolutely marvellous.
demonstration.
Good to be back here again. I like this place.
There we go. Lovely.
I must say, it's with a tortured mix of pride and sadness that I hand over my espionage and resistance goodies to Eric.
Right, you feeling fit? Weighs a ton, this stuff. How heavy do you reckon this is?
Ain't too bad.
Ready? Oh, ain't heavy. You're a minute and a half, aren't you? Eric?
Yeah.
Hello, mate. All right? Nice to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, fine. Remember Freddie? As discussed, all the items, the sea lion maps, the SOE pencils, the German helmets, the spy radios, it's all here.
Bruce, it's very nice. It's very good for the museum.
Thanks.
Very impressive.
I'm so pleased there's now a lasting memorial here in northern France to the brave souls who fought the secret war.
I really think that the items we've managed to find you will do your museum justice. So
Perfect.
Enjoy anyway, mate, all right?
I will.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What a cracker of a week I've had.
Now, that's definitely ringing my bell.
Buying gadgets that would make James Bond jealous.
It's got no lid in it. No, it's just got a blade inside.
And also fixing up and flogging 2 World War II rocket launchers ready for the big screen.